Hi, it's Chris. In this video, we're going to be talking about the most common issues you may be having with your range. The symptoms we'll be covering are: burner stays on high setting all the time. The hot indicator light is on even when the cooktop is cool. The oven door won't unlock after self-clean, and uneven cooking. So let's diagnose your range. So the first thing we're going to talk about is your burner staying on high all the time. In those situations, most often the problem's with your control or your infinite switch. Even though you have it set on anything from 0 up to the high setting, it's still just leaving your element on solid. You're going to need to replace that switch. The next symptom we're going to talk about is the hot indicator on your smooth top stove staying on all the time. There can be two things that cause that. Either the contacts in your control or infinite switch are stuck on, or most likely it's the thermal limiter that's inside your surface element, which does two things. One, prevents the element from overheating, while at the same time when the element gets warm, it turns on that indicator light to tell you that it's too hot to touch. Sometimes those stick and leaves the light on all the time. The next thing we want to talk about is when you're doing a self-clean and after it's all finished, the door stays locked. When that happens, most cases, it's going to be your door lock mechanism. Occasionally, it may be your control board, but I would look at that door lock mechanism first. So the last symptom we're going to talk about is uneven cooking. So that usually presents itself first by you have uneven temperatures in your oven. Your cooking times are now changing, especially on short cook items like baking. So what you want to look at is opening your door, have a look at the door seal around it or the gasket. Look to see if it's hard and stiff in the corners. And if it's really bad, you're going to see some darkening and staining on those corners and even up onto the surface of the door liner. If that's the case, you're going to need to replace that gasket. The other thing that can affect it is the oven temperature sensor. These are designed to read an accurate signal and send it to the controller so your temperature is kept within a certain position. If these get out of whack, then so does your temperature and so does your baking. That also leads to the component that this is talking to, which is your control board. If they start to have some error problems and some issues, it could as well give you some temperature problems. So you can check your temperature and have it tested, and most clocks which a digital display will allow you to adjust your temperature up or down about 10 or 15 degrees, so you might be able to get it back to where it was. If it won't adjust, then you have no choice but to start replacing parts. The other thing that would cause an issue would be actually the door hinges themselves. If they start to get a little weak, they won't hold the door tight to the gasket and you could get some air leaking there. Thanks very much for watching. We hope that the issues we covered today help you diagnose the problems you may be having with your range. For more great videos, don't forget to subscribe. And while you're at it, swing over to Fix.com and check out our blog.